Okay, so we're done with the front pattern. If you notice what I did, I extended my pattern paper. This is where our pattern stopped earlier. So I extended it to get to this client's gown length. Her gown length is 58. Her knee length from the waist is 20. So this is her knee, this is her hip, and this is the length, our full length. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop the back pattern so we can extend this for whatever we want to use it for. So on this area, this is our CB, center back. So everything I'm measuring from this way towards this way. So I'll measure half of her shoulder, which is 8. Okay, before I do that, I need to get her back half length. So from this waistline, remember this is our waist that we extended from the front towards the back. So I will go ahead and measure her back half length, which is what? 15. So I measure 15 from the waistline. Wherever I got, or whatever it stops, is now my shoulder. That's what I'm going to use on my shoulder, not what I did here. So I'll draw a line this way. Now somebody will ask, can I do this on a separate sheet? You can go ahead and do it, but it's always good to do them together so you'll be able to blend the front and back measurements. So on this line, this becomes my shoulder line now. For the front, this is our shoulder line. For the back, this is our shoulder line. So this is my shoulder line. This is where I'm going to measure my half of my shoulder. Now I've marked it, okay? So unlike the front, that the shoulder slant was 1.5, for the back, the shoulder slant is 1 inch. Remember what I said, front is flushed, back is higher. So we are using a deeper shoulder slant for the front and a higher one for the back. Now you're going to connect the shoulder slant to the neck width. Our neck width, remember how we got it, 15 neck circumference divided by 6 gave us 2.5. So this is why we measure 2.5 for the neck width. So I'm measuring this neck width and I'm connecting it to the shoulder point. This is the shoulder point. This is 1 inch. Shoulder divided by 2. All right, and that's that. So I'm coming down by 1 inch. For back depth, we'll come down by 1 inch. While for front, you add ½ inch to whatever your neck width is. Add ½ inch to it, and you have your neck depth. Okay. So that's our back neckline. So from the shoulder line, I'm going to mark my length measurement just like what we did at the front. Okay, but we don't have busts at the front. So all we're going to do is our back line. So we're going to use our chest depth to mark our back line. Our chest depth is 6. Our upper bust is 7.5. Now if you notice, your upper bust is actually aligned to your armhole depth. Our upper bust is usually the same level that armhole depth. So whenever you have your upper bust length, you don't need to measure your armhole depth anymore. You just go ahead and use it. If for any reason you think your upper bust length might be tight, you can just add ½ inch. So in this case, instead of using 7.5, I can just use 8. But it won't suit every kind of design. For some design, it will be too deep. So this is our chest depth and our upper bust length. So I'll go ahead and do this. I'll square it to get. I can only do this with an L square, maintaining this line to get a parallel line. If not, you go ahead and measure this way to get it. All right. So our back line here is our back width. Sorry, is 14. So when I divide 14 into 2, I have 7. Okay. But because whenever you're moving, your movement is this way from the back forward, we usually add a little inch or quarter inch for every one. So you mark it this way and mark the same thing. So here I'll have 7.252. All right. Go ahead and join these two lines. Join these two lines and connect your shoulder point to your back this way. This is my shoulder point for the back. This is my back width. Okay, so exactly what we did here, we're going to get the midpoint of this line. This one is 5 inches, so the midpoint is 2.5. So we use quarter inch is here to curve it in, so we're going to use quarter inch here to curve it in. Anything you have here, so you're going to have at the back. And we have a 9.5 plus quarter inch is. That's exactly what we're going to do there. So use your armhole curve, connect your points nicely, and that's that. Remember, here should not be above 1 inch. Do not force your curve to get to this point. It's not really necessary. You just need a curve around here. So this is our waistline. You know you don't have bust here. Here we connected our bust to our hip, but for the back you don't have bust. So we're going to connect our upper bust to our hip. So this is our hip. Now we use our hip measurements to get our cut width. Okay. So this is 42 divided by 4. I have 10.5. So we added 1 inch each. That was why we have 1 inch here. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to have. So just like we shared here, we're going to share our darts here. So how are we going to do that? You measure what your waist measurement is going to be. Now, before you do that, mark out 1/2 inch here for your zipper dart. You know, at the back here, you have the curve of your spine. You need it to relax in just as curvy as God gave it to you. If you leave it straight, when you fix your zip, there will be a bulge here, and your clothes will not relax well. Even this free-fitted clothes I'm wearing, because I want it to relax better, I still had to put my zipper dart. So mark out that 1/2 inch. That 1/2 inch is the minimum you can do. For some people that are really curvy, that really have bum, you can go as far as 0.75, sometimes 1 inch, depending when you're doing hip padding. Okay, so you connect it with your hip curve because your curvy at the back. You're connecting that 1/2 inch to your back, to this upper bust. Yeah. Then you connect this one back here. Now, connecting this one, I always tell my students that there's a criteria to it. Some people, their bum is down. So when it's down, I'll connect this dart closer towards the hip. But when their bum is up, I'll connect this dart to whatever the dart leg, the length of the dart is. So if I use 5 inch for that leg, that means I'll stop this at 5 inch. But for this person, the bum is not really up. So that's why I'm connecting towards the hip, like so. So this is my zipper dart. Of course, you're cutting it off when we are cutting. I'll show you how to cut off when we are cutting. So I will now measure from the zipper dart towards this margin line to get my actual waist measurement, which is 8.25. If I divide it by 4, 33 divided by 4 give me 8.25. So what I have here remaining is 1.25 alone. So I'm going to give some to the dart line and give the remaining here. So I can give less than 1 here if I want. Once there's shape here and there's shape here, it will fit that person's body shape. It depends on what excess you have. It's not a must, because if you don't distribute your dart well, you have what we call drag lines. Your clothes will not be flat. Okay, so always check your customer, what we call KYC. Know your client, know the shape of your client, and know how to distribute your dart. The person is more curvy around here, please give the person more waist dart. You can even forget the seam dart if you don't have enough. Like now that I have 1.25, I can decide to give everything to my waist dart and leave here this way, but I'm going to give here 1 inch and give the remaining 0.25 to the shape line. So from my zipper dart, I'm measuring 4, which is the width of my dart, using my nipple to nipple. So that means when I come here, It cannot be 4, it's going to be 4.5. So this is 4.5. And when I go 5 inches downwards, I still have another 4.5. Please note where I'm measuring this one from. I'm measuring from the CB line. Okay? 4 inch from here gives me 4.5 from the CB line. 4 inch or 4 inches, sorry, from here, 4 inches from here will give me 4.5. I measure from the CB line. So I'm trying to get a straight line. So 4.5 here, and I'll measure again here, 4.5 and 4.5 here. But my dart should not get to my back line, so it's ½ inch below it. I'll connect like so. Let me turn my ruler this way so you see. So I'm connecting this way. Good. And now mark the value of my dart, which is 1 inch. So I'm marking ½ inch both sides. Beautiful. I hope this is visible enough. So this is my waist dart. So I have just 0.25 remaining here, and that's what I'm going to remove from here. Using my hip curl, please avoid the temptation of always using the over curvy parts, because the difference, that place, that curve around your shape when you draw it, is actually the difference between the waist and the hip. That's the hip that pushes off. It's not around here. If you use the curvy parts around here, what happens is that you have this funny bulge. So you can see we're actually done with the back pattern. This is our pattern fully completed. Okay, so all we're going to do is to extend it, so we'll have a longer length for dress. I can fold it in from here and use it for a skirt, so it's actually versatile. But once I drop my pattern this way, I'm good to go.